Hello, 7th graders, and welcome back. Make sure that you have already watched part 1 of this video. This is part 2. So we're continuing on with the lesson 14.3, which is all about surface area of cylinders. So we left off on example 3 here. In example 3, they say you earn 1 cent, okay, or 1 penny for recycling the can in example 2. How much can you expect to earn from recycling the tomato can? Assume that this rectangle value is proportional to the surface area. So what they're asking is that we need to figure out that this one, okay, so this shape, it gave me 1 penny for recycling this, okay, based on its volume or its, it's a surface area, more than likely, okay? So how can you expect, or how much can you expect to earn for recycling the tomato can? So they want to know, based off how much you got for the other can, can you figure out how much you should be getting for this can? Okay. It says assume that the recycled value is proportional to the surface area. Okay. So we're going to be looking at those proportional ratios as well again. Okay. So given that I have my tomatoes and my peas, okay, so this is the tomato can. The one back here is this pecan. It sounds like I'm talking about like the pecan, the nut, but this is the sweet peas, the can of sweet peas. So we're going to find the surface areas for each one. Okay, so we're going to use those formulas that we were given. So that formula of 2 times pi times r squared plus 2 times pi times RH. So when I do the first one, okay, so my tomato can here, I can tell that my radius is 2. Okay, and my height is this 5.5. So I'm plugging it into that equation. Leave the pi's for now and just multiply those constants, okay, those in front of the variable. So 2 squared is going to give me 4. Multiply that by 2 gives me 8. So that's why I have 8 pi. When I do this, I take the 2 times the 5.5, which should give me 11. And when I multiply that by 2, I get 22. So then I just add that 22 and 8, and I get 30. And then I'd have 30 pi. Okay. For my can of peas, the radius was 1 and your height is 2, so plugging that in. Now, it may look that we already solved this, but remember, we only solved for the actual label of this. So I have to go back and solve the whole problem. I'm putting in the 1 for my radius. In this case, 1 squared is just 1, so I just have 2 pi. In this case, I've got 1 times 2, which is 2, and then multiplied by 2 again, which gives me 4 pi. Add my 2 constants, the 2 and the 4, which gives me 6 pi. Okay. That's the first part. We're just going to leave it with the pi's. Okay, 30 pi and 6 pi. Now it says use a proportion to find the recycled value x of the tomato can. So what we're going to do is we are going to make it and set up a proportion. What they did and how they set it up through the book is they took the surface area and they're going to put it out of the recycled value. So in this case, this is that can of peas. Okay. We're just going to leave it at 6 pi. 6 pi inches squared out of 1 cent, or 0.01. And we're setting it equal because that's what you do in proportions. And then you're going to put the surface area of this tomato can, which is 30 pi, over x. And we're going to use our cross multiplication to solve this. Okay. When I cross multiply, or using that butterfly method, in this case, they put the 6 pi times x on this side. And then you've got 30 pi times 0.01. Okay, write it out. In this case, you've got a lot of weird numbers. So I would write this out and don't just plug it in a calculator. So 30 pi. Oh, how did they all of a sudden get 5? So one way they did this before actually multiplying this is how do we undo this multiplication of 6 pi? Well, what the inverse operation of of multiplication is division. So what they did already is they took this 6 pi and they divided it on each side. So divide each side by 6 pi. Remember when you do pi divided by pi, it just cancels out. So really you have to think about, okay, what's 30 divided by 6? 30 divided by 6 is 5. And so now you just have 5 times this 0.01. And it's going to solve for your x. So what you should be getting as a result from recycling this can is you should be getting 5 cents. So you can expect to earn 5 cents for recycling the tomato can. Okay. So this is one way where you can use your estimation or your guesses to help you figure out how much money you would be getting back. Okay. There's lots of ways you can use estimations to help you figure this out. How much money is it going to cost? We've talked a lot about that when we were talking about discounts as well as markups. Okay. Again, at any point, if you want to pause this video, go back and look through this problem, you are more than welcome to. Let me know if you have any questions or put any comments below on if you're not sure how this works or if there was any mistakes throughout here. Again, I'm only human, trying to check my mistakes as much as I can as we go through them. All right, we're just going to skip this on your own. Don't worry about it. We're just going to move ahead, okay? So then your homework, again, if you want to work on those workbook pages, you're more than welcome to. I'm not going to be checking them for points right now, though, just because not everybody has their workbook page at home. So you have lesson 14.3 on big ideas in math. This is going to be due on the 19th, so that's a Sunday. Make sure you're getting it done. I got a lot of people who I need to kind of get on their butt to get it done. Okay. It will not be uploaded till that Monday, though. That Monday is going to be the 13th. So if you are going ahead, again, these will not be uploaded until the week that you are to be doing these lessons. So look at your packets, okay? They were specifically outlined for you for week 2, week 3, week 4. This material is stuff that you're going to see in week 4. So if you're doing this in week 2, you need to slow your roll. Just take a breather, go outside, take a walk, okay? There's no rush to get through this at any time soon, because if you're just rushing through it, I'm going to send all the work back with you. If you just decide to rush through this and give it back to me. That is not what I want you to do. I want you to slow it down. That's why we're only doing one lesson a day, okay? You're only going to work on big ideas the next day. So just take it step by step. Don't need to rush through it. I don't need all your work unless you are finished with it. So you need to turn in your work when it is finished and by that due date. Don't send me in half-done work, okay? I will be sending it right back with the letter, as some of you have seen already. Take your time, ask your questions if you need to, okay? That is the last lesson for this week, okay? So next week, make sure you're watching out for the next lesson videos and what you need to be doing during week 5, okay? I will see you guys later. Comment below if you'd like, or smash the like button. Have a good weekend. Bye.